Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros, at your service. Today I will be reading the October 7th Facebook post and making a couple comments on it, and I trust it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. Let us practice creating the world we want. As unconscious as it may be, we're in a constant state of creating the world we are experiencing. If we desire a kinder world, let us practice becoming examples of kindness. Always take that extra step, no matter how small it may seem to be kind. There are dozens of opportunities throughout the day, from offering a thoughtful compliment to a coworker or family member, to making that call we have been putting off, from opening the door for someone, to allowing another car into our lane. Pay attention and make mental notes of the opportunities that are available to us, or when we missed an opportunity to be kind. Learn from those experiences so that we can be more aware next time we're in such a moment. The more we practice and are consciously taking these extra steps, the more natural they will feel and become, until one day they will simply become an honest extension of who we truly are. Remember those days when we've been either in a good mood or in a bad mood. When you're in a good mood, you're more patient, you're more forgiving, you're less judgmental. For example, on a drive to work, you allow cars to go into your lane and you're just more at peace. And then when at work, you're more patient with your coworkers or your peers or the people you're serving. And when you get home, you're just a little more loving and a little more attentful, simply because you've been in a good energy the whole day, and you have extra energy to offer, to extra love and energy to offer to your um, children or your husband or wife. When you're in a bad mood, the opposite happens. You might have experienced the exact same day, but on the drive to work, you just don't want anybody to cut you off. During work, you're just a little less patient with your coworkers and with the people that you're serving. And at home, from all that darkness that kind of you allowed into your day, you just have less energy to give to others, and you feel less loving. And so you see, the same exact day can happen, but if within our minds we're in two different moods or in two different states, then we see that day in two different ways, or even a specific moment in two different ways. And so the idea here is to see that what is happening in the world, that what is happening, it's not so much happening out there in the world, it's happening within us, within our minds. And therefore, within our minds, we can create the world we see and experience. But it must start here within the mind. And so, let's take the example of kindness. We all desire to live in a kinder world. We all wish for a kinder world for our children, for our friends, even for strangers. Who wouldn't want a kinder world in the Middle East, or in Asia, or even here in America? And so we all desire kindness, because kindness is the truth within us. We are love, compassion, kindness, peace. That is our truth. That is who our Creator created. And so let us become examples of this kindness, because it is we who can make that choice. As many times as you can today, come back into the present moment and remind yourself, I want to create a kind world. I want to help create a kind world today. And I want to be an act of kindness. I want to be a living example of kindness. And so when you do that, when you come back into the present moment, you kind of slow down time. And when you slow down time, you're really more present in the present moment. I'll take an example. Let's say we're going to the supermarket or Whole Foods or whatever. And this is an exercise that I like to do a lot, many days. And I like to really notice how I'm participating in my experience. And so let's say we're in Whole Foods, and when I'm in the present moment and I walk through a door, I open the door for others. And I make sure that, I look behind me and make sure that there's nobody behind me or there's nobody coming in. Or even if it's going to take 5-10 seconds for the person to come through, keep the door open. And that's when I recall that I am in the present moment, because I'm offering who I truly am. I'm offering the act of kindness because I am kindness, just like you are kindness. That is your truth. And when you align with your truth, you achieve peace and you achieve inner joy. Now, when I notice myself not in the present moment, there seems to be a quickness to the day. The day seems to fly a little bit faster because I'm not self-aware. And so I'm in Whole Foods. I open the door for myself and then just start not running, but going to my car without paying attention to, oh, wow, was there somebody behind me? Or was there somebody coming in or coming out? So I'm not in the present moment. And so pay attention to when you are and when you are not in the present moment. Every time you're offering a kindness to anyone, you're in the present moment. And when you're not in the present moment, catch yourself not being in the present moment. I take personal mental notes of, oops, okay, I went through that door too fast. I should have just slowed down and seen who was before me or behind me or coming in or whoever. So I make a personal note. Okay, next time I walk through a door, I'm just gonna make sure to look behind me, in front of me, and make sure that whoever's coming in and out, I open the door for. And this could be great for women too. Women can open doors. and be an example to men. Because obviously men should open doors, period. Obviously. But women should open doors too, so they can be an example to those men who have forgotten their true nature. If you see a woman, look at a woman opening a door for a man, you say, oh, okay, that's a good example that she's setting. Obviously, well, let's not get into that whole thing. But yes, a man should open the door for a woman. But it's a good example for a woman to show those around her that she can open the door for other people too, and show that kindness. And even open the door for a man and kind of unconsciously show that man, hey, you should be opening that door for me, kind of thing. You know what I mean. Also, let's say a conscious effort I also make is to call individuals who, let's say we all have elderly individuals in our families, and they're really excited when we call them. But sometimes we're not so excited to call them. But, you slow yourself down and say, this is an act of kindness. And when you do finally call them and interact in whatever way, you're offering them your time. But because of your kindness, you're allowing this kindness to flow through you. And so you're giving you the gift of being kind. See, you're offering your kindness to an elderly person or whoever. But by doing that, this kindness is flowing through you and bathing you. You're being bathed by your own truth, by your own kindness. And so after the phone call is made, you're happy, you're joyous, you're at peace, because maybe not so much at peace sometimes, but you helped the world become a kinder place today. And that is the point of this post. We have the energy, we have the ability to create a kinder world, all of us, through our acts, through our daily acts. And all we have to do is slow down time a little bit, come back to the present moment, remember what kind of expression you want to give to the world today, And let's say, take an example as the Muslims pray 4 times a day, or I think it is. Take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day just to come back into the present moment and see, how can I be kind? Remind myself, I want to be kind today. And catch yourself in those moments where you could have been kind, but you weren't. Or you could have been a little more patient, but you weren't. Or you could have been a little more loving, and you weren't. And just make mental notes of them. Don't judge yourself for that. That's simply your journey. Those moments are teaching you that that's not exactly how you want to be. Where you're not being loving or kind or generous. The ego would have you judge yourself for that, but don't. Stop playing that little game. Instead, learn from it and say, okay, in those moments, I didn't really feel like my truest self, but I'm going to take these moments and learn from them, and learn to align myself with the truth in me, so the next time I'm driving to work, or the next time I'm at work, I can be a little more kind, a little more patient, a little more loving. And when you're doing that, you're being self-loving. And you're bringing the energy of love into your experience. And this energy will extend on everyone you see and all you experience. And they will start to feel it. They will start to see your example. And so your example will become a reminder to them that they also have that within them. Because they do. We all have that ability to create a kinder world. And it just comes from the choices we make, from choosing to be in the present moment, from stopping that rat race that we've all been programmed to run, and just slowing it down, and seeing where could we have been more loving or kinder, and just learn from that, and then become it. And the more we practice it, the more we align with it, the more we become it. Because that is our true nature. Our true nature is to be loving, kind, generous, forgiving, patient. That is our truth. And when you align, and when we align with this, with our truth, we will have peace. And that will serve as an example to all others, that the same peace that resides within us resides within them. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you would be so kind as to like, comment, or share the video, it would help with the listing process, and it might help somebody who can use this information find it someday. If you'd like to leave me a question or a comment, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you can please subscribe to my YouTube videos, I would love to have you in this community. Again, thank you for your time. I love you very much, and God willing, we will see each other tomorrow. Peace.